Well, as residents here in the capital hunker down to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Family Island residents are also taking heed to the government's advice. Anthony Smith has more on how the island of Abaco is handling the crisis.
Far up north on the chain of Family Islands, Abaconians are adjusting to the government's emergency order, imposing a 24-hour curfew.
We have some testing of the curfew, whether justifiable or not.
According to Island Administrator Therese Boodle-Lang, more than 5 persons on the island were charged for violating the national mandatory curfew. She says while law enforcement is enforcing the rules, a challenge presents itself with the island's far-ranging communities. However, Administrator Boodle-Lang acknowledged this particular trend.
It is watching itself. Community-minded persons have already called, alarming the police. We see children outside. We see adults. They look like they're just a leisurely activity. And that is what works for Family Island communities, and that we have to be the ears and the eyes of law enforcement.
Facing mass devastation during Hurricane Dorian, the global pandemic comes as another hit to the island's recovering healthcare system. While physicians and non-governmental agencies have amped up efforts to provide healthcare services in response to COVID-19, there are still the obvious issues.
And because of the lack of available structures, in particular in Central Abaco and in North Abaco, identifying a place for isolation and identifying a place or quarantine for suspected cases. The protocol in place is that any confirmed case can be airlifted.
Another concern is reliable water supply in Central Abaco and its keys.
And they have expressed that issue to the powers that be, that every effort should be made to, increase the level of water supply. Do whatever it takes, because the water has been a limited amount in those areas, and you have sporadic turn off and on.
Just like New Providence, gas stations, grocery stores, and essential services have remained open on the island of Abaco. And Administrator Boodle says while residents adhere to the laws in the fight against COVID-19, they will do so with resilience. Anthony Smith, ZNS Network News.